comes a moment in life where doing more fixes nothing, where chasing faster just makes you feel further away, where trying to be someone makes you forget who you are. And if you're here right now, that moment has arrived. Carl Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But not you. Not this time. This time you listen. You pause. You come home. Not to fix yourself, but to remember you were never broken. So do nothing. Let the noise fade. Let the chaos settle. Let the part of you that's been performing finally rest. Because what comes next doesn't come from force. It comes from stillness. And from that stillness, everything begins. You've done enough. You've tried enough. You've pushed, planned, posted, pretended, but deep down you know the life you want doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence. So we pause, not because we're weak, but because we're wise, because you don't heal in noise, you heal in silence. And somewhere inside you there's a voice you've been drowning out. Not with intention, but with habit. Let it speak now. Is the voice that doesn't hustle, doesn't prove, doesn't beg, it just knows. It knows that what you've been chasing is already within you. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And the moment you remember that, everything begins to align, and from that stillness, everything begins. Chasing doesn't bring peace. It brings exhaustion. The more you strive, the further you drift. Because what you want isn't out there. It's inside the part of you that stopped believing. So stop chasing the version of you you think will be loved. Start returning to the one who already is. You're not manifesting. Remembering. Remembering who you were before the world told you to become someone else, before the noise, before the wounds, before the fear. Your desires aren't random. They're roadmaps to the you that's been hidden. And every time you pause, every time you go within, you get closer to the version of you that doesn't need to chase, because they already are. Pause right here and breathe, because the version of you that found this video is the version that's ready to release, ready to remember, ready to come home. So if your heart feels open right now, let this be your signal. Subscribe, not for the algorithm, but for your alignment. Most people think they're being tested by life, by the universe, but you're not being tested. You're being mirrored. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Not your affirmations, not your social media captions, but your unconscious identity. That silent belief system pulsing beneath every choice you make. Carl Jung said, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. So stop chasing signs in the sky. Start reading the ones in your soul. Because if your unconscious is filled with doubt, fear, unworthiness, No amount of vision boards or mantras will override it. The unconscious can't be tricked. It remembers everything. So if your nervous system still flinches at the future, that's not intuition. That's old pain saying, you don't really believe this is possible. And life mirrors that belief. Not out of cruelty, but out of coherence. When your energy says, I'm not ready, the universe agrees. So we stop. We stop begging. We stop controlling. And we learn to listen. Real transformation begins in silence. And from silence, we remember who we really are. And then comes the void, the space after surrender. No reward, no sign, just silence. You let go, you wait, and nothing happens. This is where most people panic, where they run back to their patterns. But the void isn't punishment, it's purification. The universe doesn't move on your timeline. It moves in energetic alignment. It's checking, who are you without it? This isn't the end, it's the in-between. The place where the old version of you has died, but the new one hasn't arrived yet. And it's terrifying, because there's no proof, no map, just you. Carl Jung called it the creative void. In all chaos, a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. It looks like nothing on the outside, but inside, your soul is rearranging, your nervous system is adapting, your beliefs are resetting. But the ego can't see it, so it whispers, this isn't working. If you believe that, you'll sabotage it. You'll start chasing again and block everything that was quietly forming. So if you're in the void right now, don't move, don't fix, just breathe. Because what feels like nothing is actually everything. Stay here, not forever, just long enough to see clearly, because clarity doesn't come from control, it comes from stillness. This is where healing happens, not in forcing a new life, but in allowing the old one to fall away. You don't have to rebuild from pain. You can build from peace, from trust, from knowing. You are already become. You don't need to become anything. You just need to come back to what's always been there. Not your job, not your body, not their approval, but your essence. Your center, your still eternal self. Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, and who you are was never missing, only forgotten. So now, you remember, you breathe, you become, and now you return to the world, not as the one who was waiting, but as the one who finally woke up. You speak softer, you hold lighter, you move slower, because you know everything is already working. It always was. You don't need to chase the mirror. You are the mirror, and the world reflects your clarity. This is the shift. This is the becoming. If no one has told you this yet, you're doing better than you think. You've survived what many couldn't. You've walked through the void and didn't lose your soul. So take this breath. Let it be the beginning. Welcome home to yourself. Every day is a bonus. Charles Odier.